Hi guys, this is Lashette with Scarlet Moon Creations, and I'm back with another deck unboxing, walkthrough, another deck walkthrough and first impressions. Let's say early impressions. I did open this. It came plastic sealed. This deck is the Afro Brazilian Tarot. So I've had it for a couple of months. I keep going back and forth whether or not I want to keep it or sell it or what, because this was an impulse buy, kind of a blind buy. That's the word I'm looking for, blind. And then when opening it, I was disappointed. And I'll explain why. Like, this isn't a bad deck in and of itself, I don't think, but let's just talk about this. So, this is a Los Scarabeo deck. Borderless edition. I haven't bought Los Scarabeo in quite some time. So, borderless is new to me, and I do like that. Old Los Scarabeo decks used to have borders all around, and then in the various languages, the 6 languages that they print them in. This is a simple tuck box, and as you see, it's by Alice Santana. The artwork is by Giuseppe Palumbo. So, here we are. It comes with this little white booklet. And if you know Los Scarabeo, mass market, only part of the booklet is in English. Then it's, is this Italian already? Yeah, so this is all we get. 12 pages in English. Not a lot of explaining. That's what I thought. Italian, Spanish, French, Dutch, and Portuguese. So this tells you that the court cards are what they are, and this is based off of candomblé, which is an African diasporic tradition, like Santeria, Vodun, others. But this is where the African diaspora landed in Brazil. And yeah, this gives you a brief explanation. There is some nastiness towards voodoo in here, which is so unnecessary. Like, the Yoruban religion that evolved in Haiti rather was different and assumed a more obscure and disturbing direction. So yeah, already not great. And I know other people who have done this walkthroughs of this deck have not like that either. So otherwise, very brief description. The 22 major arcana are said to be overlapped with the candomblé orishas, and it tells you the major arcana names as we know them from tarot, and then the orisha they go with, and some brief explanations of that orisha, and then some keywords for the meanings. The minor arcana are chalices, water, earth, fire, and air, and what symbols they are, but there's no explanation as to what's going on those cards, even though it's different from the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith or Thoth or Marseille. This is not a pip deck. So we just get keywords that follow the Rider-Waite-Smith for each suit, and a way to interpret basically this looks like a alternate what do you call it, Celtic cross reading. Some yes or no or maybe responses from the major arcana, and about the authors. So Alice Santana practiced candomblé apparently. Giuseppe Palumbo, the artist, did not. He's Italian and an artist. But yeah, let's go into the cards, because I'm doing a really bad job, I feel. This is just a cover card. These are the backs though. I want to say I really like the art. This is the first deck I have that is all melanated, all black people. One of the reasons I picked it. So the reason I picked this up is because I was in Original Botanica, which is, I think, still the largest botanica, at least in the United States. And it happens to be within 20 minutes from my house. I went there to get some stuff, some ingredients for my products, and I remembered that too late I needed cash, and because they're a cash only shop, or they were, and I didn't have enough for my card. So I was trying to decide between this deck and two others that were indie and more expensive, and I went with this one. I've always been interested in candomblé and honestly Brazilian culture. It's similar to me, like my interest in Welsh culture and how I wound up with the Llewellyn Tarot. That aside, I did some quick research. It just ran like 10 feet away from me. It's wild. So sorry, I like froze. Like, is it about to rain on top of the cards? Yeah, so it's not, because there's no clouds right here. But anyway, so growing up where I am in the Bronx, New York City, Santeria is a tradition I'm very aware of. And from an outsider's point of view, like, I know a lot compared to the average outsider. There are things that you see, there are people that you know that talk about the things that they are allowed to talk about with their tradition, and so you pick up the knowledge. So 36 years, most of those years living where I've lived, where this is a tradition, a religion, a spirituality that is popular with the Hispanic community there. I'm not completely foreign to the Yoruban basics of Santeria. I was looking at this deck and the Tarot of the Orishas, and then the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot, and I was trying to decide, and I picked this because I was like, look, you are not supposed to be buying more decks in the first place. Just get the cheapest one that you actually want. And that happened to be this one. So let's just go through the majors and then you'll see what I mean about the minors. But maybe I want to hold on to this. I don't want to give up on it yet. Ooh, did they put him at the end? The Fool is Eshu. Hold up. The card got wet. The Magician is Babalao. And you see the Orisha, the spirit coming into his head or touching his head there, which is pretty cool. The High Priestess, Nana Baruku. The Empress, Yamanja. The Emperor is Ogun. The Hierophant, Oshala. And again, this is based on Candomblé, which I'm not familiar with. There are some similarities because of Ifa and Yoruba, where these traditions stem from, but they are not the same. So my pronunciation is my best guess based off of how similar orishas or names are pronounced. So yeah, we're Oshala. The Lovers. Wait, is this right? Oshasi? Harriet, excuse me. Obegi. Justice Oba. I'm about to butcher this, so bear with me. The Hermit Oba Lue. The Wheel of Fortune. Strength Yanza. The Hangman Osame. Death Egun. Not to be confused with Egum, was said earlier. Or Ogum. This is on the cover. The other one was on the cover as well. Temperance, Oxamare. The Devil, Diabo. The Tower, Iroko. The Stars, Oshun. The Moon is Ewa. Olorun is the Sun. Sango is Judgment. The World, Orumila. Okay, now we get into the minor arcana, where not much is explained. So this would be the Ace of Chalices. I don't know what this is called in this tradition. Two of Chalices. See, the thing is, I don't know what's happening here. These are clearly scenes. This is not just because they don't follow the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, though this one kind of does. This 8 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, and 10 of Cups. So, not only is this borderless, there are little symbols on the bottom. So that's the symbol of the suit. And then, now that we are in the court cards, this has a little helmet thingy. Right, so that was explaining that this is the knave, the Knight of Chalices with the little horse and a dragon, the Queen of Chalices, and the King of Chalices. Now this is the Suit of Pentacles. These plate-like things, and you see the number and the symbol at the bottom. So Ace, the 2, the 3, which looks a lot like the 2, the 4. I'd guess this feels like the opposite of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. Could be wrong. I don't know why dogs are barking suddenly. The 6, the 7, the 8, the 9. I like the vines coming out here. The 10, the lion is back from the King of Chalices. Let me see if I can find him. This is an older lion though, it seems. Yeah. The knave, the knight, another knight, and another dragon. Interesting. This has a yellow cloak. The queen and the king. Now, wands, ace, the 2, the 3. So, as you can see, there are seemingly important symbols and rituals happening in these cards, but I have no idea, and there's no info that I remember in the booklet, and I don't even know where to start looking. So, but like I said, I don't want to give up. I love these 2 cards so much. But like, there seems to be a progression in a lot of the cards, so even a brief overview, I don't know. I'll look at the book again, because there was something towards the end I wasn't sure about. I like that these pictures are up here. I really like the art style. That's the other thing. Okay, another knight here. Sorry, that was the Knave of Wands. Another knight and a dragon. The Queen of Wands. Wait, what? Yes, and the King. I really like this art style as well. I'm going to I do a deck. What is that? Here's the Ace of Swords. Deck Delights. Oh God, I forget what it's called every time I want to say it on video. Delights and Deterrence. Yes, Deck Delights and Deterrence. See, I like how the people are drawn with shading. I like it's kind of like watercolor. Oh, excuse me. Each suit seems to be the setup or creation of different rituals based on these ritual items or tools, and I'm not sure for what exactly, but that's okay. I'm not even sure what this is. The 9 of Swords and the 10. I'm guessing things did not quite go well, or during the ritual, the outcome, or they didn't go well in life, and that's the purpose of the ritual. Here is the Knave of Swords, our last knight and dragon, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords. Oh, and this is an extra card with them trying to sell me something. Alright, so let's look at this booklet, because I didn't notice this before. Interpretive method. The traditions of Ifa are based on the teachings of the prophet Orunmila. When he was very old, the prophet demonstrated a divining method called Dafa and then traveled across Africa, sharing his wisdom with the other cultures. Opela Ifa is used for the reading, a rosary of 8 shells or palm kernels that were cast onto the opon, a wooden container shaped like a plate. So I think that's what the pentacles are. Well, at least I have a starting point. So we have that. That's the opon, I think. Spread open or closed will indicate the odu, the path that should be followed. So at some point, like that or that or that. Look at this. Okay, the priest of Ifa who takes the name Babalao after casting the Opela Ifa onto the Dafa. This is on the back of the card. I think that is very helpful. Ooh. Draws a symbol in the sand with his index finger. The order of the symbols, which can be I expanding or O contracting, will show the Odu path to follow. Tradition indicates that 256 Odus paths can be obtained using this method. Each of these 256 Odus has a patakis, legends or stories related to the Orishas and their history. The Babalao must know the 256 Odus by heart, each of which has the name of a prince, which indicates the right direction. Out of respect for the tradition, this tarot should be read on a white cloth with a white candle at the side to help us view the impalpable, and the glass of clear water to collect negative energies. To try to recreate the same tradition as the opele, for the reading of this tarot, we could lay the cards out as shown in the figure on page 2. Okay, that's what this is. The past, the present, the potential future, the advice, the state of mind, and the energies, the obstacles, the final response. Like I said, yes, no, maybe, quick response. In Brazil, the opele ifa was replaced with 16 or 21, this depends on the babalao, Cyprea moneta, shells cut at the top and christened with the name of the 16 or 21 main orishas. The shells are then cast into a wicker basket called urumpemba. The spread of the shells inside the basket will give voice to a different orisha, which will indicate the odu to be followed to resolve our problems. This type of reading is called Jogo de Buzios. Ashe. Alright, so that gives me a little bit more to start with. A little bit more to Google. So yeah, like the artwork in this is nice. The cardstock is good. There needed to be more. I can't even find this Alice woman. I mean, this is not a new deck. It's just new to me. This Alice Santana, I can't find anything on her really. No interviews. No, let me take that out. So I wish there was more. This is the most blind I've gone into a deck. I really do prefer decks with more info, because I like having ones that are different from each other. I'm not a deck collector, but yeah. Anyway, this shuffles really nicely. And I do want to try with it. I don't want to give up and just give it away. I just got to work harder with this deck than previous ones, right? Some of the cards seem somewhat similar off the top of my head. Really? Is that necessary? You're the only one out here. Some of these cards seem very similar to tarot, others not so much, but that's okay. Still enjoying it. Sorry for the thing going in and out. I do still enjoy the artwork. Like I said, just gotta put in some more effort than I am used to. Which makes sense given that we're talking about orishas. So, with that said, let me know if you like this video. Is this a deck that you've used or find interesting? Any tips? If you know anything about candomblé and where I can look for more information to use the deck, maybe even about the creatrix, Miss Santana, and please put that in the comments down below. And even if you don't know, like if you have ideas for how I can go about learning more, that would be very grateful. Not unappreciative of this deck. I am hesitant. It's been sitting I finally cleansed it and made it mine. And charged it. And I plan on working with it sometime this year, so we shall see. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you are new. Oh, let me know, like, if you've had a deck like this. Like, you've bought a deck blind, or you thought it was one thing and it was another, and did you decide to work with it? If you did, like, how did you go about, you know, trying to connect with it, to learn from it, that kind of thing? I'm appreciative of all suggestions. I've got one more deck review coming, at least soon anyway, because I've got one more deck that I have in my hands. But yeah, like I said earlier, hit the notification bell so you know when that video comes out. I will be doing some more spread reviews and actual deck reviews rather than first impressions and walkthroughs, because it's like after I've worked with these decks, my thoughts and opinions and whatnot, that's different than when you first get them, right? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.